This week, Cambridge Memorial Hospital cut multiple nursing jobs. They are looking to hire personal support workers to cover the work.
The roles have been very clearly identified for each of the practitioners, so we're reducing duplication.
The CRTC is cutting daytime restrictions on Canadian content. We take a look at what this could mean for local television. Plus, St. Patrick's Day hit the Waterloo region. Find out what fun events were offered to local residents.
Hi, I'm Katerina Costa.
And I'm Jay Clayfield, and this is SpokeTV, your source for local news produced weekly by second-year journalism broadcast students from Conestoga College.
Some registered nurses don't agree with Ontario's decision and believe the province is heading in the wrong direction. Jeff Pickle visits Cambridge Memorial Hospital and gets the inside scoop.
As of last week, 33 nurses will be out of a job at Cambridge Memorial Hospital. According to the hospital administration, the layoffs did not come as a cost-saving measure, but rather as part of their new model of care. The new model is designed to improve patient care by adopting a team nursing strategy. Heather Kestnow, Chief Nursing Executive at Cambridge Hospital, says that this model of care is currently being used in Nova Scotia and has been widely successful.
They have improved patient outcomes, they've improved patient satisfaction, and they've improved staff satisfaction because the roles have been very clearly identified for each of the practitioners. So we're reducing duplication and we're reducing that role overlap.
According to the Ontario Nurses Association, using a PSW in the place of a registered nurse hinders the hospital's ability to care for their patients. Simply put, they believe it's registered nurses who should be at the bedside. Brenda Pugh of the Cambridge branch of the Ontario Nurses Association believes the province may be headed in the wrong direction.
When you look at Ontario, we're the second lowest province of RNs to patient ratio. With these cutbacks, we're working to be number one worst. I mean, I don't know if that's something we should be striving for or we should be keeping our nurses at the bedside.
And while no changes have been made at Grand River or St. Mary's hospitals, it remains unclear if this is the future of nursing. For SpokeTV, I'm Jeff Pickle.
What's next for Laurier is unclear to faculty and to students after recent staff cuts and worries of a large deficit. Erin Anderson visits the campus.
Staff cuts at Wilfrid Laurier University have left 22 people unemployed, and some remaining faculty members questioning why the decision was made. The university eliminated 22 jobs from support staff and management earlier this month, and has announced numerous faculty reductions in the works. The cuts are being attributed to a projected $25 million budget deficit that Laurier is facing. Some faculty members are criticizing the way the university chose to handle the financial situation, and some say the cuts could have been avoided. Gary Potter, an associate professor in the sociology department and a member of the Laurier Senate, explains how he feels about the university's decision.
And this angers me because it's not necessary. It's a result of the administration having very different priorities for the direction of the university.
The staffing reductions will save the university just over $8 million, but that still leaves roughly a $15 million gap when dealing with the deficit. A number of positions at Wilfrid Laurier Press and the Writing Center were also cut, leaving some students worried about the future of these centers. Connor Young, a representative for Laurier Student Voices, shares his opinion about the cuts at the Writing Center.
It's ridiculous. At university, writing is everything, and we just lost the leader of our writing center in a school that has no first-year writing course.
No one at the university was able to comment on the issue. For SpokeTV, I'm Erin Anderson.
Organ donors leave a huge impact in the user's life. Danielle St-Cyr takes us in the shoes of Riley Mitchell and her family's journey of transplant and treatment.
New parents are often told that they overreact when it comes to their newborn's health. That's what nurses told Joanna Mitchell when she took her 2-month-old daughter Riley to the hospital after she developed flu-like symptoms.
She was having some vomiting and her breathing seemed to be a little difficult. So after a few days of watching this, we decided that we should have Riley checked out by the doctor.
Thankfully, the doctors were able to find out what was wrong with Riley and were able to determine the next steps that our family needed to take.
They had done a chest x-ray and they had sent that along in the ambulance, and I remember the doctor taking the screen and holding it up in the background, and I remember the doctor saying enlarged heart.
She needed a transplant or she would not survive.
So we said, okay, we will list her for transplant.
And after 10 short days filled with anxiety, doctors found a new heart for Riley.
2 o'clock that afternoon, Riley did go into surgery and did receive her new heart. It was a very smooth surgery, no complications. We got to see her that night in the critical care unit.
Now, thanks to the help of the doctors and, of course, the donor, Riley is now a healthy 9-year-old girl who is able to live a normal life. Riley is able to participate in many different activities, from organ donation awareness walks to the Canadian Heart Transplant Games that all donation recipients can participate in.
She's participated in the Canadian Transplant Games 3 times, and it's a Olympic-style event for transplant recipients. And she has brought home, I think it's 15 gold medals and 1 silver now.
The first time I went to the games was in Quebec, and I did swimming relay, bowling, long jump, track and field. I like that I get to see my friends, meet new people, and just like do the games and have fun doing them.
Every year on January 29th, Joanna and Jeff throw a Heart Day party to celebrate the anniversary of the day that Riley received a new heart and a new life.
We always have friends and family over. A lot of our friends in the transplant community come and celebrate with Riley as well. So we can celebrate her life and also honor the donor's life who made a decision to give the gift of life to my daughter.
Riley explains why she's so thankful to her donor.
He's my hero because he saved my life and he gave me a heart, and I'm really thankful for it.
Statistics from organdonor.gov says that over 123,000 people are waiting for organs. 21 people will die each day waiting for a transplant, and that just one organ donor can save up to 8 lives.
We talk about organ donation because we want people to sign up at beadonor.ca to donate and save other people's lives.
Canada's donation rates are lower than any other country, and it only takes a few minutes to sign up to be an organ donator. April is Be a Donor Month, and Canadians are encouraged to show their support for organ donation by either signing up to be a donor or sharing the information so that others might choose to sign up. And according to many recipients, it's the best gift that you can give someone.
Since that time, Riley has done very well. She's had some bumps in the roads. Transplant is not a cure, it's a treatment, but it has given her a better quality of life.
For SpokeTV, I'm Danielle St-Cyr.
There's something in the roads waiting to get you. Potholes. Find out what you can do to fight back and stay safe after the break.
Hitting a big hole in the road is becoming more of a problem across the region. It can be damaging to your car and just plain annoying. SpokeTV's Marian De Palma explores potholes across the city.
Spring is finally here, and new potholes are beginning to appear in the Waterloo region. Sometimes potholes can prove tricky to avoid. In some cases, they even result in damage to the undercarriage of your vehicle. In the Waterloo region in 2014, there were more than 4,000 potholes fixed. The city seems to be working a little quicker this year, with around 730 potholes repaired since January alone. Kitchener City Councillor Yvonne Fernandez says not only does the city need to look out for potholes, but so do drivers.
I think that people need to understand that we live in Canada, and that pothole season is almost a season onto its own, just like construction season coming up in the summertime. And we need to gear our driving to that.
Potholes are created by freeze and thaw cycles during the winter months and are difficult to repair in the cold. Therefore, temporary fixes must be used until the spring. Barry Pickett, mechanic of 30 years, explains what potential damage a pothole can do to your car.
Most of the stuff I see come into the shop, rim damage, tire damage. You'll hit a pothole so hard that the weight of the car will come down and the rim will actually cut the tire like a knife. I've seen bent tie rods. It can knock the steering out of alignment.
The Waterloo region offers an app called Ping Street, where residents are asked to report local road issues. Once a pothole is reported, the city will generally tend to it in 3 to 5 days. For SpokeTV, I'm Marian De Palma.
Spring has sprung and bike season has begun. Make sure you get to keep your bike safe with some of these pro tips.
Winter seems to be fading fast, not to jinx it, and bicycle season is coming up. Waterloo region has, in the past, been a bit of a hotspot for bike thefts. And while many people are still driving their cars, the Waterloo Regional Police have some tips for those digging their bikes out. The police advise parking your bike close to a window or a door so that you can keep it in your sight. They further advise that people should of course lock their bikes and to use a lock that cannot be cut.
Wearing green and partying all day is what a lot of people do on St. Patrick's Day. Sometimes it can get out of hand. Danielle St-Cyr looks at the biggest parties in the region and speaks to a police officer.
Green decorations, green clothing, and green beer are only some of the celebrations that occurred at this year's St. Patrick's Day's event. Residents of the Waterloo region took to the streets last Tuesday to celebrate the famous Irish holiday.
Some people partied right here on Ezra Street.
St. Paddy's Day had something for everyone. The Shamrock Shake-Up event that was held at Waterloo Public Square offered music, green popcorn, hot apple cider, and a leprechaun giving out balloon animals. Many people choose to celebrate in different ways, and although this Irish holiday is meant to be fun, sometimes it can get out of control. Corporate Communications Coordinator Alana Holtum explains some of the common issues on St. Paddy's Day.
For is really any unlawful activity, so commonly we'll see open containers of alcohol, we'll see public urination, public intoxication, those types of things. Those can run you, a couple $100 in fees or fines.
Conestoga College offered a nooner pub, which included games, live Irish music, and green beer, all starting at noon. For SpokeTV, I'm Danielle St-Cyr.
Less than 1 in 36 Canadians watched the Juno Awards this year, and SpokeTV muses on why that might be, after the break.
The Canadian Radio, Television and Telecommunications Commission has changed its regulations for Canadian programming during the day. The daytime quota was at 55% and it is now at 0. However, its weekday prime time, which is from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m., will stay at 50%. The CRTC says that although the Canadian content is being reduced, it will still ensure that local TV stations and specialty channels And now, with a look at sports and entertainment, we go to SpokeTV's Lauren Weiler.
Thanks, Katarina. A new petition has been started to stop selling a Barbie doll that can record your children's conversations through Wi-Fi. Although it seems to be harmless to the child, some think it is creepy.
Whether it's limited edition or just the regular Barbie doll, Mattel can always surprise its consumers with their new product. Hello Barbie uses speech recognition technology to provide responses to any question a child has when the button on her back is pressed. Mattel says the doll is intended to learn a child's likes, dislikes, and future ambitions, but the product is at a halt due to the campaign for a commercial-free childhood. The CCFC has gained over 5,000 signatures on their petition, with hopes that Mattel will keep Hello Barbie off the shelves.
Spring is finally upon us, but golf courses are not yet ready to tee off this season. Although snow and slush continue to take over the greens, SpokeTV's Chris Alexander shows us an alternative way to practice for this year's golf season.
With spring officially here, golfers everywhere are beginning to feel that itch to hit the links. But with the cold March and a projected cold April ahead, it's hard to tell whether golf courses will be able to open on schedule. Todd Doring from Dune Valley and Rockaway Golf explains what's needed for a course to open.
The snow has to melt, the frost has to basically melt out of the soil so that the soil can drain. And once the soil's draining and the ground firms up, that we can get equipment out there and get staff out there to start doing all the things we need to do to open the course, we can open it.
As you can see from Grand Valley Golf Course, the grass is still very damp and there's still lots of frozen ponds and ice laying on the ground, creating conditions not suitable for play. Doring explains the optimal conditions needed for a course to open on schedule.
The grass has to be growing to be able to recover from any injury that might occur from the golfers being out there playing. and any injury that might occur from our equipment or ourselves being out there getting things ready for the opening.
But while you may not be able to get outside to swing a club yet, there are certain facilities that allow you to do so during the winter. Nathan Couch from Max's Golf Center shares how having a long winter can affect an indoor facility.
In the winter we make a lot more money, so if the weather kind of holds off and the courses aren't open, people are kind of biting at the bit to golf, and they come here a little longer, which actually helps us.
For SpokeTV, I'm Chris Alexander.
Kids were recently encouraged to put down their technology and participate in social games at Clemens Mill Library. SpokeTV's Danielle LaRocque shows us how you can get your geek on.
It's time to get your geek on at the Cambridge Library. Get Your Geek On is an event where children can rotate from table to play and experience different kinds of games, from board games to card games and even games that involve a computer. It seems like being a geek hasn't gone out of style thanks to shows like The Big Bang Theory, Gotham, and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. The event at the library has guests from the Candy Funhouse and Retro Rocket.
Retro Rocket is the longest lasting comic shop in Cambridge. We've been open for 12 years. We just celebrated 12 years last year, so it was 2002 when Chris, my husband, opened the store. We sell comic books and pop culture collectibles and games and toys.
Events like these encourage children to put down their phones, iPads, video games, and to get out and learn new things and make new friends.
I like to play Minecraft, I like to play Flappy Bird, I like to play Crossy Road. I wanted to have some fun and meet new people. Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun.
The Idea Exchange hopes that events like these can help bring in a mix of ages and hobbies.
Absolutely, I would love that. Yeah, we have in the high school lots of kids that are gamers of one sort or another, so we'd really like to use that market and get them in here.
Children can now put down technology and look into some older, more conversational games that can be played by all ages. Do you have what it takes to be a geek? For SpokeTV, I'm Danielle LaRocque.
I'm Jay Clayfield.
And I'm Katerina Costa. Thanks for watching SpokeTV. For more news and information, visit spoketv.ca and follow us on Twitter. Great job!